Bill Neaton, it's good to be with you.
Hey,
I know
Dave,
you're
good to see you
Director of
again. Yeah.
Downtown Development. Also, you are Executive Director of the Partnership for,
Yep.
for
Sure am.
Downtown Dover.
Actually, I'm the Director of Economic Development for the city, and in that role, I'm also the Executive Director of the Downtown Dover Partnership.
I hope they're paying you for all these jobs.
Yes, they are.
We'll
Dave.
probably leave it at that.
Yeah,
to be
let's leave
safe.
it at that.
So, tell us what you do. That sounds like an expansive job that you've got.
You know, I spend about 50% of my time on citywide economic development and 50% of my time on downtown development. The Downtown Dover Partnership is a not-for-profit group. It was established in 2008, and the primary purpose is to revitalize the downtown area. But we're a little bit different than a Main Street program, which we do have a Main Street component, because we're also a development company. The Easy Pass building, the Downtown Partnership owns that. The old Acme building downtown, the partnership owns that. We own all the property a little bit west of the railroad tracks, where the homeless shelter is. And the plaza, which is a center for events for the downtown area, we own that also. So it's a little bit different than your typical Main Street program.
I know there are a lot of initiatives going on, and certainly there's the challenges to bring people to downtown Dover.
Sure.
You're trying to deal with parking, red lights and such, and I know that's a continuing challenge. It's such a beautiful place to shop. The challenge is, how do you get more people to come on down?
Well, you know, we're doing lots of different things. Easy Pass brought 85 employees to the downtown area. We're getting ready to open a location above the Lockerman Exchange. The owner of that building has a company that is actually moving in this weekend with 40 employees. So the more employees that we have downtown, the more people we have living downtown, the greater the demand for additional services is. So it's just kind of building on itself in the downtown area.
I know there are so many things going on, you know. Now, the Lockerman Exchange, I think most people who've been around for probably 20, 25 years know exactly where that building is.
Yeah.
Are there plans for that first floor?
There have been, yeah. In fact, the owner of that building and I have talked about several different kinds of restaurant facilities going in there. And the latest plan is to have almost like an incubator with 3 different restaurants, 1 kitchen, 3 different restaurants in the downtown. So, or in that building. So, but let me just kind of talk about what helped build that Lockerman Exchange building up. It's called the Downtown Development District Initiative. And the state legislature last year passed a bill that put $7 million into a fund that can be utilized by people doing renovations, building buildings in the downtown area. The City of Dover, City of Wilmington, and City of Seaford were designated as downtown development districts. And this is really an important initiative for an entrepreneur, because let's just say you're doing a $100,000 renovation on your building. The way this program works, you can apply to the state, and it's administered through the Delaware State Housing Authority, and you can get a 20% rebate when your project is done, when you get to certificate of occupancy. So you do a $100,000 project, you get $20,000 back from the state. The county has stepped up to the plate and will match that up to $10,000. So you do a $100,000 project, you get $30,000 in hard cash back. The Downtown Partnership provides up to $5,000 worth of architectural support. We do design, facade grant improvements. The City of Dover is abating the permit fees. They're abating the impact fees. They're providing a 10-year tax abatement on the improvements. All of this adds up to almost 40% of your investment.
So who would people contact if they want to know more about this, particularly entrepreneurs?
They can contact me as the Director of Economic Development. Anne Marie Townsend, who is the city planner. She and I have worked on this project since the beginning. So,
well, we'll have your website. We'll have the phone numbers on there as well.
Sure.
It's very innovative, and partnership is the right word for it, because when you're involving not only the city but the state and I think the Fed with some of these grants, it makes it hard to resist.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it just, if you were going to do a job before and you were kind of on the edge as far as financially being able to do it, this makes the job realistically feasible.
So how do you interface with City Council?
Well, I meet with City Council on a regular basis. I provide them updates on citywide economic development, and I also provide them a quarterly update on the downtown development area also. We interface very well. I have a great working relationship with City Council, I really do.
Is this kind of unique to the state capital, I mean, versus the other cities in the states, what you're doing?
Actually, there's a couple of other cities that have economic development directors. The city of Wilmington does, Seaford does, and it's unique in that I have two roles. That I'm the executive director of the partnership also. You know, we're the state capital. It deserves somebody whose primary role is to maintain good contact with the existing businesses. And let me just kind of segue into that.
Sure.
Many people think of economic development as bringing in big businesses and opening up and bringing in 100 jobs or 200 jobs. And that's a part of it. But the real key to economic development is maintaining the relationships with the existing businesses and making sure that if the existing business has a problem, they know who to call to solve that problem. I'll give you a quick example. Yesterday, one of our manufacturers was having a problem getting some approvals on something. They called me. I got to the right person at the city. We found out what the problem was, and by the end of the day, we had the problem solved.
Well, that's how businesses thrive. That's how cities thrive. And Dover is so beautiful with flowers and beautification and things that they do.
Sure.
You know, throughout the year. I think it really brings people around to it. And of course, as the first weekend of May, Dover Day certainly brings a lot of people with the historicity of the city, which is maintained very, very well. So there's so many things. What do you see as your challenge in terms of trying to accomplish the things that you do?
The challenge is, you mentioned there's a parking challenge. There's always a parking challenge, but we've got a number of municipal lots in the city of Dover that are actually overseen by the Downtown Dover Partnership. There is parking available. You bring 15,000, 16,000 people in for Dover Days in the first week of May, and they all find places to park.
That's why I see you walking around smiling, because it's another success.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, it's great.
Is there anything that you'd like to add as we close our conversation?
You know, we're sitting in the Biggs Museum. What a great addition to the downtown. The downtown Dover is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful little city, and it's a cultural center. It's in a bustling little economy too.
Bill, thanks so very much. You've been very enlightening. You've taught me a lot about Dover, and I've been here a long time. But thanks
Always
so
a pleasure,
very much.
Dave. Always a pleasure.
Good to be with you.
Yeah.
Folks, we've had a great show, interviewed some great people, some movers and shakers of Central Delaware. We hope that you'll come down and visit the facilities, the Biggs Museum, the Dover Library, and find out what's happening about development in downtown Dover. See you next week. Dave Skocic for PR Delaware.